Well, let's be completely frank. It's very normal for Jen-Hsun Huang to go to Beijing. Nvidia has a sizable footprint in terms of employees in that country. He visits them specifically more than once a year. He's not wearing his leather jacket, according to local media reports. He's in a suit, and the Chinese news agency is reporting that he met with the vice premier. So, you know, it's hard to draw a sort of causal link between the news on the license requirement. And that's the basic thing that I want to clarify. The US government is not saying that H20, this chip that Nvidia designed for the Chinese market, is illegal or that it does not conform to the parameters. What the US government said yesterday is that Nvidia needs a license. And what we're inferring is that because they opted to do a $5.5 billion write-down on inventory of H20s, they have not yet applied for or are not going to apply for a license, hence why they had to address on paper the cost of the inventory. So what happens next, who knows, but the timing is timing, Danny.
Can we, Ed, just talk on air about something you and I were messaging about yesterday, which is that in my mind, it doesn't matter if the U.S. puts H20 export curbs on Nvidia, because the Chinese Communist Party has already advised companies not to buy these chips. And maybe a little bit differently than how things work in the U.S., when the Chinese Communist Party advises you to do something, in China, you do it, or maybe you disappear.
Historically, yes. You're referring to the Chinese National Development and Reform Commission. And the edict or the advisory that they gave to their domestic technology buyers of Nvidia's equipment was, we don't think this conforms to rules that largely stem from energy, raw materials, and supply chain composition requirements. But I think it is an advisory. You know, what we know is that very large Chinese technology companies, Alibaba, Tencent, ByteDance, were the biggest buyers of H20. I think we also know that they had built up inventory of that technology and already had them. So, you know, now the accessibility is not there, but I can't remember if we discussed this on the show yesterday. A side effect of this policy from the United States is, if they can't use H20, what are the options for those Chinese tech names? Well, Huawei has a very similar AI accelerator. And so inadvertently, China now has this sort of opportunity to champion its domestic option, which those tech companies may well look at.